the connection we're going to make here is going to be a single phase 120 volt 2-wire connection. So I'm just going to put single phase 120 volt 2-wire, and we'll make this a Y connection, and we'll just say the system voltage in this case is 7200 / 12470 Y. So our nameplate rating on the transformer, in other words, the transformer, if we go out to find this transformer in the transformer yard, and we're looking at nameplates to get the correct transformer for this application, is going to have 7200 12470 for the primary voltage rating, and in this case it's going to be a 120 / 240 volt secondary rating. And the reason it's both 120 and 240 is because the transformer we're using can either be wired internally on the secondary coils to put out 120 volts or 240 volts, even though in this instance we're going to just connect it as a 120 volt service. So the one thing we always need to remember to do when we're drawing transformer connections is to make our polarity markings on all the transformers. We'll just assume this is an additive polarity transformer, which means the X bushings are X1, 2, 3 from right to left. And let's go ahead and make the primary connection. So it's a Y connection on the primary. And we will just pick a phase wire. It doesn't matter which phase wire we pick on this. And I'll connect a phase wire to H1. And then since it's a Y connection, it's going to be a phase to ground connection or phase to neutral connection. We'll take the H2 bushing down to neutral. We need to make sure that we ground our transformer case, and that we make sure that we show that the neutral is grounded as well. The neutral is in the secondary position, but it will serve as both the primary neutral and the secondary neutral on this particular drawing. Now we need to connect the internal secondary coils of this transformer so that we can make full use of the transformer at 120 volts. In this case, we want to parallel the coils together. In other words, we're going to connect the left side of each coil together and the right side of each coil together, and then we'll bring the left side down to X2, and the right side will come down to X1. X3 is just an unused bushing in this particular case. And now we have a coil wired so that the only voltage we can get out of the secondary side of this transformer is 120 volts. So to finish off our connection on the secondary side, X2 is typically used as the neutral wire. So we'll connect X2 to the neutral, and we've only got one other bushing that we can make a connection to. That would be X1, and I'll just bring it down to line 1. So the only voltage potential we have in this case is between the neutral and line 1. So that voltage is 120 volts, and these two in this case just aren't being used. This connection is pretty rare in this day and age because most customers that want a single phase service want a 120 to 40 volt 3-wire service. So this isn't used very much in single phase, but we do connect our transformers in this way when we use them in a closed Y bank that we will do at another time.